Good afternoon. This is Melissa with the StockSwoosh.com and welcome. Welcome to Tex, T-E-X. This is on my watch list today to trade as a bearish gap down, and it failed. I'll go over what I did in it, but the bottom line is that this is a real failure now. Sometimes things fail on the day, and then they typically fall through the next day, okay? This is not a failure in the day. This is actually a chart failure. This is actually a chart failure. This earnings on this aren't out for a little while yet. I think it's July. But I have 100% conviction the stock actually gaps up in the next earnings and fixes itself and does a corrective gap. This is a failure. This is actually like a real failure here. So many times what happens is when a gap fails and flips and goes green on the day, it's a rally into resistance. That's not what's going on here now. This is actually getting buying. The target on this today is 30 bucks. I did call this as a long in the trading room. I did not do it. I did this short today. It failed. That was it. That was the end of the story. But then when I saw the long set up, I called the long perfectly. I don't flip my trades. I just don't. When I see a failure, I just lay off. But I have been calling the failure when I see it for trades for people in the trading room that like to do them. And some people did do the long in this today, and it's working. And the target's 30 bucks. It gets to $30, actually. This gets to 30 bucks today. With the market power training, this does it. And I actually called the market long, too. One of the people in my room said, every long I call works perfectly. Probably because I don't call that many. And I'm very, very, very picky about them. Look at this. Yeah. This is a real failure. 30 bucks. So I told everybody to hold it to 30. I called this as a buy right in here. Why? Look at how nicely this sat on top of here and bounced. Absolutely perfect. And of course, by this time now, I know it's a failure as a short. People are trying to fade this in here. People were talking about fading in the room. I said, don't short it, 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 don't short it. I called it as a buy. It held. It's a beautiful trade. 30 bucks. 30 or bust. There it is. That's the target. Right in there. It's on every single chart. Every single chart. Dream World 31. Look at that. It is $30. It's on the 15 and the 30. So clear. Just didn't work out right as a short. So looking at this here, you can see on the 1 minute, I said reverse swoosh today. It rallied up, and I was going to let it have a rally. In fact, I said rally first and set up by 940. Okay, fine. Here, set up, took the trade. Didn't work. In fact, I didn't even let it stop me out. I had the stop over 55, and when it hit 50, I killed it. I just took it off. I knew it was going to blow over, and it did. So I actually took the stop off before I took the trade out before it stopped me out. I just knew it wasn't right. What this should have done then after it hit was do this, and that's fine. Then do this, and it should have went under this and made a sandwich and continued lower, and I was going to add even more there. It didn't do it. As soon as this bar went green, I said, crap. I had my hand to the button, killed the trade here. Didn't work. Okay? And then this ran up to resistance. What do you do? Short this again? No. It's scooping. It's scooping. It's scooping. It's scooping. It's making higher highs every other second. Every pivot, it's making higher highs. You cannot short this. You can't even short this up into the 200 period moving average. As soon as this gets over 29, this is going to blow again. And so what makes a bar go like this so crazy hard in the opposite direction of the gap? Sometimes it's people covering into the open. I'll give that one bar. This doesn't look that bad, although I'm not crazy about it. But there was 7 here. Look at this. Let's watch this. This is gonna get to 30 bucks. That was a great call I made in here. That was it. That was the only clean entry to buy this actually today. There it goes, over 29. And as soon as it gets over 29, it's just gonna run right up into 30. So for those of you that think I can't do longs, I can. I'm not, okay? I see it. I see them, but I just don't do them. This is actually really a failure. I won't be shorting this tomorrow. I won't have this on any watch list. This is not a short. Again, I think the chart is going to fix itself the next gap. Yep. So, you know, very, very interesting to learn about this today. You have the parameters you set for yourself. Take one trade or two trade. The stock doesn't work though. You don't keep chasing it and chasing it and chasing it and chasing it and chasing it. Why? It's a failure. You've got to learn to recognize failures as much as you have to learn to recognize trades that work. I'm sorry to say, but trading is that way. You've got to learn it all. You've got to recognize when a setup is good and you do it. And you also have to recognize when there's a problem and the trade isn't working and the stock isn't setting up right and it's doing something it shouldn't do. And know when something's a failure. This is how people get hurt. I am sure 100% that traders shorted this today into this area here into the 200 period moving average, and I highly doubt they all took it out. Why? It started to go over and blow over through everybody's stops through here and even again, and they tried to give it a little bit more room. They said to themselves, no way. Look, here it is, over 29. Blow, blow, blow. It's going to go. Here it goes, 30 bucks. Ay, ay, ay. 20-cent stop. I called in that, and it is going to run $2 and like 20 cents with a 20-cent stop. It was a 10-hour risk. I just called in a long today on a failure, and that was a clean trade. There it goes, right over 29. So, you know, it's very interesting. You gotta know it all. You gotta know what works. You gotta know when a failure hits, so you lay off of it. You don't chase and chase and chase and chase and chase things. I think that trading is one of these things that you have to see and feel and recognize what's going on. When the 5-minute looks like this, why would you short that at all? And yet people did. They call it a fade, they call it whatever. Don't do it. It's not a short. I knew it wasn't a short over 27.50. Ideally, I wanted to hold 27. Actually, ideally, in an ideal world, it should have held and held low immediately and followed through red right away. Why? It was weak. And the market was strong, and this needed to show the weakness through the rally in the market that happened early on. And as soon as the market felt strong, and as soon as this flipped over and started going higher, there was nothing stopping it. Why? Because the market was strong? Red bar the day before? Is that the reason this isn't working? No. That's not the reason this isn't working. But those are things that are helping it move higher, and it's going to make it actually be a failure up to 30 bucks. The real reason this isn't working is it didn't break right this morning. It didn't have the selling pressure and the weakness in it that it should have had immediately on the open. I was giving it until 9:40, 9:45. The setup I took met the parameters. Once it lifted off out of that number, it was outside the parameters. You don't short it again. Something still has to set up fast enough to work against a strong market like we're in right now. Otherwise, how do I know it's for sure weak? Otherwise, you're looking at 20 million resistance areas. Oh, do I short into here? Do I short into here? Do I short into here? No. You've got to know where it's supposed to stop. This is still higher, 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 higher. $30. Over 15, there it goes. It's going to go over 15. Blow, 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 right up into 29.75, 29.30. Woo! Yep. In an insane dream world, this could get to $31 today. I mean, I wouldn't put anything past it now. I wouldn't put anything past this now, but it's definitely going to get to 30. Here. That's going to happen. Anything above that, who knows? You just let it run now. Wow, this is a huge call that I did, and I didn't do it. I just don't do failures, but I certainly could. I can see a failure just as much as I can see a stock that's setting up working. Really, really is a skill. This is experience level too, doing these things. And this is not a failure on the day. This is a failure, period. A failure in the chart. Stock's going to gap up the next time there's earnings. I bet your booty. Okay? So be careful with these things. When you like them and you do them, hey, I love this morning. It could have worked. It should have worked. It didn't work. That's it. Part of trading is learning to take the loss when something doesn't work. You stop. You take a loss. You have your hard stop in. You're done. That's it. You move on. You wait till the next day. Or you look for something else to do in the day. Okay? Which then I found the Lulu. But the bottom line is you don't keep going after this. I mean, for me to call along in this as clean as I did is $30. So this is Melissa with thestockswoosh.com. If you would like more information on how to read gaps, trade gaps, get the setups, email me at melissa@thestockswoosh.com. Thanks and have a great day, everyone.